going over updates that we need inside of Greenville, but before I do that, make sure to subscribe and drop a like in this video. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, the first update, in my opinion, that Greenville needs is boats. And no, I'm not talking about Dodge Challengers. I know, quite a good one there, but I think they need boats because, I'm gonna be honest, you know, Greenville's competition in Southwest Florida, they're getting close to adding their revamp with boats, and lots of new gen roleplay games that are similar to Greenville already are releasing with the boat feature in them. So Greenville not having boats that you can tow around on trucks and, you know, put in lakes. Obviously it's winter right now, the stuff's kind of frozen, but you know what I mean, like when it's back to normal. You know, not having that feature kind of puts Greenville behind the competition in a way. So in my opinion, boats is just something that should be, you know, coming to the future of Greenville. Now, they could already be working on some of these things that I'm describing, and I have no clue, to be honest. I don't know what they're working on right now. So this is just, in my opinion, what we need to see. So boats, you know, just the first one I had to cover because all their competition either already has it or is planning on adding it. Now, the next feature might be a little controversial, but it is Underglow. Okay, so Underglow, you know, it's just the lights under your car. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now, the reason I think they should add that is because they've been adding a lot of things you can do to your cars lately with like parts like tint. They've added, you know, lots of little options you can do, and I think just an Underglow option would be really easy to add, and it would be something that I don't think any other roleplay game has yet. So having that little feature is just one thing that would put them ahead of their competition. So in my opinion, Underglow, very easy to add. If you like it, you can put it on your cars. If you don't like it, you don't have to, but it's just a nice option, a nice little feature that's available. Now, the next feature would be really helpful for new players, and it would especially help people like me. So I'm actually new to Greenville, okay? I have only been playing for about a month, but something that would be really helpful is either like a mini map somewhere or map location markers in the sky that tell you where places are. Because, like, let's say I go to get a job at, for example, Burger Night. Okay, I've tried to do that before. I don't know where Burger Night is. Like, I don't know this map as a new player, so trying to find things for me is really confusing as a new player. So I just wish there was some kind of map that either gave me locations or some location markers in the sky. Like, I don't believe there's location markers. Like, I could search here, location. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just not here. Like, I can't find anything about location markers, so this is a little complicated. Maybe there's some kind of setting that I have disabled or something that had them in the sky, like telling you where stuff is, but I don't believe I do. I think they just actually need to add that because for me, it's hard to find things on this map. It's a huge map and they're expanding it, so, you know, some kind of mini map or something to help you find your way around would be really helpful in my opinion. Now, back to the topic of the map expanding rapidly, I really think we need a teleport feature as well now, because if you want to go from one side of the map to the other, it actually takes a seriously long time now. Like, we are at the spawn over here, the normal spawn, and in order to get over to the new map expansion area, it takes forever, it feels like. So a teleport feature, oh my goodness, we just went flying, but a teleport feature would actually be so helpful just to be able to teleport to different areas of the map. I feel like a lot of people would really appreciate that. It would make things a lot more convenient. I don't know, man. It could also help out with the finding things, you know, the complaint I had about the last update we needed. Finding things would be a lot easier as well with the teleport system. Now, this next feature, I don't know if this is just a me thing that I'm the only one who hates it, but I feel like I've heard complaints from other people before. So, you know, right now it looks nice and sunny out, you know, the day is looking great in Greenville, but there's a lot of times where it's just covered in clouds in the sky. Like, let me show you with the weather feature. So in private servers, of course, you can set it to whatever weather you want, but still, it's a pain. You have to type in all these commands to change the weather, freeze the weather, change the time, freeze the time, and it's just a pain to get the perfect time that you want. And then in a public server, it's just always covered in clouds, okay? Like, there's just these gray, ugly clouds always in the sky, and no one wants those, okay? Like, ugly gray clouds like this. Bro, it's just gloomy and miserable. No one wants this in the sky, in my opinion. I guess maybe some people want it, but I hate playing when it looks like this, and I just wish there was some kind of setting that allowed you to just have the time that you want always. I know other games manage to do it, like Driving Empire, so I don't see why Greenville couldn't just add a setting for you to have the right time that you want. I mean, I get it, you know, maybe that would mess up some role-playable things, but still, you know, if people want it to be daytime and actually just be daytime and not this gloomy, miserable sky always, I think it would be really nice to have the option to just set the time and weather and your settings to be what you want it to be. Now, those are the main feature updates that I had in mind, but now I want to move on to kind of car updates. Now, I know that these are easier said than done because the features, they could add all those, you know, keeping in mind though, some of them are harder to add, like boats versus just the setting for the time, but they could add all those. Now, the one that I can't confirm that they could add is cars. So the car updates, they have to license these brands, so it's a bit harder, you know what I mean? But the cars on my list are just 3 brands that I think would be very crucial to this game. You know, they would be really good to license, and it's just 3 brands. So Lamborghini first off. Now, I know, you know, Lamborghini, it's not the easiest to license, but I mean, imagine with what you could do with all their part customization they've been having lately on Lamborghinis. I feel like you could be able to do so much. Like with all the new licensed brands, they've had so many cool options you could have with parts, and I don't know, man. I just am dreaming about what they could do with Lamborghini. It would be actually insane, you know? Yeah, all the trim options you could change. It would be so cool. And I know Greenville is one of the only games that actually like make sure they have like all the little options you could add in the customization for the licensed cars, so it's really nice, and I think Lamborghini would be super cool to see with those parts. That's why I kind of have Lamborghini. Now the next one is BMW. I feel like this one isn't a necessity as much as a want from me personally, because we have all the fake BMWs and they look fairly close to the real ones, but I just think it would be nice to have the real ones. I think BMW, you know, a lot of people love BMW right now. Pretty hyped up brand. Lots of people are liking them. So having BMW licensed, I think that would make Greenville also the first game on Roblox to have them licensed if they were to get it sometime soon. I know it takes a while though, so that probably isn't very possible. But if they were to do it, it would just be really cool, okay? That's my opinion. I think BMW licensed, being the first game on Roblox with it licensed, would be pretty big for them. Now the final one is Mercedes, okay? Why Mercedes? Well, I mean, with Greenville's features that they've came up with, imagine they actually had it licensed. I know they're the real models, but like, just imagine it was licensed. I feel like that'd be so cool because Greenville came up with lots of unique features like the Maybach bouncing in-game. Like no other game's done that yet. So imagine they actually had them officially licensed too. Imagine what other features Greenville could add for these Mercedes. You know, they're really creative with little things like that, so it could be really interesting to see. And then back to the point also of the parts customization. Mercedes, you know, they got lots of little trims for things like the Maybach and stuff, so what you could do with parts could be really cool as well for Mercedes. Now that's it from me for the updates I want to see. Those are, you know, the car brands, which I know are less likely than the features I went over, but if any developers from Greenville watch this, please take into consideration some of those features that I recommended at the start. I would truly appreciate it if you guys actually looked into adding those, because some of those were pretty good ideas in my opinion. And let's see what you all want to see by letting me know in the comments below. You know, developers, if you're watching this, check the comments. Maybe some people left some comments about what they want to see as well. But I do think that's going to be everything for today's video. I truly hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to drop a like. I would truly appreciate it. Subscribe and the notification bell so you never miss another upload. Check the video on screen here. YouTube thinks to like it. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.